Everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Terrastallization again. The most recent update, I talked about it already, but Terrastallization changes your type, but it doesn't change your type. It's really weird. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, go watch that video. That's the best thing to do. But basically, it changes your defensive typing, but not your offensive typing. So, like for example, if you change like a fire type Pokemon to like ice type, defensively you're an ice type, but offensively you're still a fire type, and you also get ice type stab. This development kind of raises a lot of questions for me. There are a lot of things that I assumed would work one way, but since this part of Terastallization doesn't just like straight up change your typing, I kind of am not sure if that makes sense. Let's jump right in because this is gonna make more sense. There's like kind of like 4-ish things that I'm not really sure are gonna work the way that we think they're gonna work, and like to be completely clear, I would assume that these work based on the Terra typing. Like, I actually did a poll, like most of you guys would. But it could easily go either way. So I just want to talk about them really quick because we don't know for sure if it goes one way or the other. The first one is weather. If I Terastallize Tyranitar, do I take sand damage? Like, if I become, like, pure dark type Tyranitar, do I take sand damage? Like, how does that work? Me personally, I would just assume that I'm going to take sand damage now, but since I'm technically still a rock type based on my offensive typing, do I take sand damage? Like, it's just hard. I don't know. So this is something that I want to know. And to be honest, we probably won't know until the game comes out, or, you know, people get review copies and they start answering questions like this. And I'm just interested to see how this works. How does weather interact with Terastallization? Will it follow your Terra typing, or will it follow your original typing? Like if I have, you know, a Pokemon that's not Rock or Steel type, and I Terastallize into Rock or Steel type, do I take sand damage then? Or like, does Tyranitar still get a special defense boost in Sand if I'm not Terra Rock type? There's a lot of questions here, and since it doesn't seem to just be straight up changing your typing, I'm not sure which way it'll go. It easily feels like something that GameFreak could make a conscious decision on, instead of just assuming, oh, it's not rock type anymore, you're gonna take sand damage. So we'll just have to wait and see. And that's just the first example. The next example of something that I'm not sure about is properties of abilities. So let's say I have this Mamoswine. Let's say I become fire type Mamoswine. Can I be burned? And this applies for any property of like a typing. So like, is a Terra grass type immune to powder moves? If it's originally grass type and it's not grass type anymore because of Terastallization, am I immune to power moves then? Like, these all kind of go both ways. And again, I feel like it's something that GameFreak is probably going to make a conscious decision on, and it's not just going to be like, oh, your typing is this now, so you get all of the benefits of that typing. Because it doesn't feel like it, because it works the way that it does. It doesn't feel like it's just gonna be that way for everything, you know. So can I burn Terra Fire Mamoswine is an important question for me, because I feel like Fire type Mamoswine would be pretty good, to be honest, because you really you keep your water weakness, but grass and steel types can't hit you anymore, which is really good. Another good example of this is Prankster. It is like Taunt, Prankster moves in general. If I Terastallize the Dark type, am I immune to Prankster moves? Because And this is like more of like an ability and not really a property of dark type. So like maybe the ability will say, oh, they're dark type, they're immune, but maybe it'll go, oh, they're not really dark type and they're not immune. I don't know. I just have a lot of questions that need answering. This applies for like, I guess that's the next one. So the next one is kind of like entry hazards. Stealth rocks and toxic spikes. Are stealth rocks gonna do damage based on your original typing or your Terra typing? Like if I make my Charizard Steel type, do I take, how much Stealth Rocks damage do I take? And on the flip side of that, if I make a Pokemon Terra Poison type, does it get rid of Toxic Spikes when I switch in? Or does it get rid of Toxic Spikes when I become Poison type? Or if I have a Pokemon like this Nidoking, who's originally Poison type, and I switch into Toxic Spikes, and I'm like already Terastallized, does it get rid of Toxic Spikes then? Can I be poisoned? I don't know. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it, you know, because it just kind of opened a lot of like a whole can of worms, like finding out how Terastallization works offensively and defensively. And it leaves a lot of questions for how, because for Dynamax, right? They didn't have to make it so that Dynamax Pokemon were immune to flinch. They didn't have to make it where Dynamax Pokemon are, you know, can't have their ability switched. But they did. And that was something that had to make a conscious decision to do, because it's not something that, like, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it because it exists, but it doesn't make sense, like, it's not something I would assume based just on the mechanic. Whereas this, it felt like it was going to be really straightforward. Like, oh, your type is just changing. You get all the benefits of that type. You lose your original type. But it's not. You don't really lose your original type, because you still get stab. So, I'm just wondering, like, it might have something to do with the way the same type of attack bonus is programmed in. Like, Terastallization changes your type, but it doesn't change your type in the actual coding. It's like a different, like, section that gets checked off. So for that reason, I feel like it's going to interact with some things really, really weirdly. And GameFreak has a lot of choice that they can make to decide how that's going to work. The next one is adaptability. Now, this says that your same type attack bonus is 2 instead of 1.5. And it's adaptability, I'm pretty sure the in-game description as well, specifically mentions your same type attack bonus. Is the boost that you get, so like if I become like, I don't know, like Terra Ghost, Porygon Z, right? Is the boost that I'm getting to Ghost type moves in the coding actually considered a same type attack bonus? Or is it something else? Does that make sense? Because, like, if I'm still getting same type attack bonus for normal type moves, I'm not even a normal type. It's not even really same type attack bonus anymore. So, like, if I become, Ghost type Porygon, does adaptability apply to Ghost type? Does it apply to normal type? Does it apply to both? These are questions that I feel like, obviously, with the information we have, I could just assume, oh, normal and Ghost. You get both. But is the boost that I'm getting on Ghost type moves still considered same type attack bonus? Because, like, offensively, I'm not actually a Ghost type. I'm still a normal type. Or maybe I am actually a Ghost type and I'm just still getting boost to my normal type moves. I don't know. Does that make sense? Am I rambling? Like, just because of the way the mechanic works, it just really makes me feel like it could go either way. And then there's one more example. Everybody's been hyping up like Terra Electric Air Balloon Shedinja, and for that reason, I've been thinking that Shedinja won't be in the game. But what if what if Wonder Guard goes off your original typing and then it's just not an issue? Like, what if this is how they balance it? What if your ability only considers your original typing? And, so like the move isn't super effective, but your Wonder Guard considers that it's still super effective, and that's how it works on you. Now, I know that's not how Wonder Guard works, because like if you soak Shedinja, you become Water type, and now you can only be affected by Water type moves. But it's, you know, it's worth mentioning that Terrastallization doesn't actually change your type. And for that matter, like we could talk about soak, because like I'll go to the back to the beginning here, because like let's go Inteleon because it learns soak. If I soak something that's terastallized, is their entire typing changing to water, or like are they like let's say I soak something that's Terra Grass, are they just water type all around, or are they still grass type terastallized and their original typing is now water? So they get water and grass stab instead of like their original typing and grass stab, and defensively they're still a grass type? Or am I just like overriding their whole terastallization? Because that seems kind of busted if I'm just like getting rid of the terastallization while they're on the field. Is soak going to be really strong, or is it not going to be really strong? And the same thing, we can kind of apply that to like protein, right? If I have a Greninja, for example, and I terastallize, I don't know, to fighting type, and then I use a water type move, am I going to change back to water type, or is my original typing going to be pure water type and I won't get like dark type stab? I mean, obviously if I use a dark type move, then protein activates again. But does terastallization just completely cancel out protein? Or is my original typing changing, so I'm getting stabbed based on my original typing? Or is my entire typing changing and like you just don't need to terastallize this Pokemon? Because like you could become Steel type Greninja and then like keep getting stabbed on all of your attacks, and like then if you use a Steel type attack, do you get the double stab? Because now, you know, yeah. So it's just kind of like, whoa, how many things was that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish. Because this can apply to like the soak thing. What's the one move? Forest Curse? Forest's Curse? That's the one I'm thinking of. Yes, Forest Curse adds grass types. Does that add it to your original typing or your Terra typing? And for the same matter, Trick or Treat, which is not Trevenant, it's Gourgeist. Gourgeist gets Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat adds ghost typing. Does it add ghost typing to your original type? Does it add ghost typing to your Terastallized type? So moves that change your typing. Weather, properties of typing. So like, can you burn a Terra Fire type, or can you burn a Fire type that has Terastallized? Entry hazards and abilities that interact with typing. That's 5 things. How do those 5 things interact? I want to know. How do you think it's going to go? Because like I said, I feel like for now, I'm just going to assume that it follows your Terra typing for the things that just follow a typing. For the things that like add typing or change typing, I have no idea how that's going to work. Well, only time will tell. But let me know how you think these things are going to interact with Terastallization down in the comments. I feel like I've made my argument that it can go either way, but if you think I'm just talking out of my ass, let me know. That's okay. Yeah, leave me likes, leave me comments. Like I said, let me know what you think. Go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I'm so happy we had 700. Congrats to us for 700 subscribers before Scarlet and Violet came out. Yeah, with that, everybody, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time.